everybody, my name is Mizzle McHizzle, or just Mizzy, and welcome back to another video. You guys are absolutely insane. The first video that I made in this type of style blew up for me. It has like over 300 views right now, which is insane in my case, considering most videos I made needed a few days to reach that number. But you guys did it like under 48 hours, which is incredible. Oh my god, thank you guys so much for all the incredible support, and I promise to make more of these type of videos from now on, if I find what kind of topics to talk about. But on with today's topic. Today I'm going to be talking about my Webtoon one last time. But a little spoiler, it is going to be renamed. The story is going to be the exact same, but just a different name, which I will officially publish once I release the next chapter. Eventually. Warning alert! If you want to read it before listening to this video, you can go and click the link in the description and then come back, because I still need your review. Because it's going to contain a lot of lore, a background, and a bit of the plot. So, yeah, come back. So, the first thing that I want to talk about is the universe and kind of the world that the characters live in, since I pretty much sucked at explaining it while I was first publishing it. So, the world that the plot is currently in is within a world made of 4 types of genes and / mutations: demon, angel, hybrid, and elf. Starting from the bottom, there are elves. They're just regular type of humans, but like with ear deviations, mutations, making them pointy. It makes them seem common because all of the genes have pointy ears, unless it's a different mutation, but then that would be considered the next gene, which is hybrids. It could also be partially put into 4 subcategories, since each hybrid mutation is different. For example, the first one is just a regular elf body plus a tail, usually just with the end of their hair, nothing too crazy, but enough to separate themselves from other elves. And then there's a second stage with more mutated parts, mostly animal-like because I said so. So maybe they have a tail plus horns, or maybe just bigger ears. And the third category is a lot more mutated. It just goes up, you get that? Like, hooves could be replacing their whole foot, or just patches of fur amongst their skin. And the most extreme type of mutation is the 4th one, which is the kind of one that people start asking me if I'm drawing furries. I'm not, guys, I swear! But this usually just consists really of like half and half situation, which is just a bunch of mutated parts. The next gene is the angel one. Mostly this gene is just an elf body plus big wings and a halo. But if they're on stage 4 and they have big enough wings, they are also the ones that could fly, because mostly angels are the only ones that are able to actually lift off the ground. And the last gene is demon gene, which now that I'm saying all these out loud, it's starting to really sound like a Gacha Life episode. I swear it's not, but it could be, possibly. The gene mostly is just similar to the angel one, except there's no wings, no halo, mostly big red horns or smaller ones, or also black ones, depending on the demon, you know, and also a tail plus with a special curved end. It depends on the demon again, because each of their horns and tail are custom to them, which I find to be fun to make designs for them. You know, fun fact, look at that. That was a lot to say. We're already like 5 minutes in, and I haven't even started talking about the main characters. But you know, I wanted to get this out of the way because I didn't explain it properly in the pilot, and I am not bothering myself with redoing it because hell no. So the next thing that I am going to talk about is the actual 2 main characters, Aster and Darius. because originally when I created them, I never even thought about making a webtoon. I was just bored on the 30th of June of 2021 and just wanted to make original OCs that weren't self-inserts. And boom, I got 2 OCs. I really just created them out of nowhere. I didn't know, I didn't have any inspo pictures. I just decided, hey, you know what? You know what would be a good dynamic duo? Future and past. Booyah. There we go. 2 OCs. And the fun fact, Aster's name was practically immediately done, but for Darius, I had to get something that meant king or royalty, you know? So I did it. I did exactly that. I googled boy names that mean royalty. Another fun fact, the reason why Aster's outfit is so 2022 coded, because that was what I thought was like peak outfits. And clearly it's not. It is so cringe that I now look back at it. And afterwards designing them, like after a few days or weeks, I started to make lore for them. You know, drama. And I created Darius's wife, Aphrodite, which I actually got inspired from the video game Hades. At least the name, because I was watching my dad play while I was designing her, and I didn't know her name, so thank you, Hades. As well, since it was the middle of the summer, I kind of decided that I wanted to make a webtoon, you know? Since I was a kid, I liked making comics, but most of them just being just full of FNAF, Powerpuff Girls, My Little Pony, Sonic, you know, the dark ages. So, ta-da! One last hour. And that was the original name for the comic. But that's a different video, because we're talking about this one now. Because the original one had a slightly different plot, which was so fast. Like, by the 3rd chapter, you were already meeting new characters. But, like, characters you guys are not gonna see until, like, talk about them. But in the comic-wise, a long time. And that's all the time I have for today, because this video is already 8 minutes long and I can't be bothered to animate more. But if you guys want to hear more about this story, don't be afraid to express yourself in the comments so I can see that I have entertained you guys, I've made you guys happy, I've given you guys some lore, that this is interesting to you, and that you guys would like to hear me talk about this more. And potentially get me back on finishing the chapter, because I have kind of not worked on it in a while. Ugh. As well, it would really help me out if you guys could maybe suggest some topics I could talk about, because this is really new to me and I have no idea what to talk about. Besides this webtoon, of course, because it's my thing. I like my thing, so I'm going to talk about my thing. So I hope you all enjoyed this video and subscribe to see more. Bye bye!